Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. Today I am very excited to give you the first look at the new DJI Mini 5 Pro. This drone has been highly anticipated, and now that it is finally here, there are many new upgrades and changes to talk about. In this video, I will walk you through the 5 biggest upgrades, some smaller improvements, and a few details I noticed that you should know. We will look at the new design, the improved performance, the upgraded camera and gimbal system, the new medium telephoto mode, the LiDAR sensors, and much more. By the end of this video, you should have a good idea if the Mini 5 Pro is the right choice for you, whether you are thinking of upgrading from the Mini 4 Pro or buying your first drone. The design is where you see the first changes. DJI has introduced a new guard that protects both the gimbal and the propellers in one piece. On the older Mini 4 Pro, these guards were separate, which was less convenient. Now it is much faster to remove or attach, making the setup smoother. When folded, the Mini 5 Pro looks a little longer than the Mini 4 Pro, but the width and height are about the same, so it stays compact. When unfolded, they are basically the same size, but the Mini 5 Pro sits a little higher on the ground due to the new arm placement. The darker grey color is also new, and I personally like it more than the lighter design of the older model. Another smart addition is that the drone powers on automatically when you unfold it. This saves time when setting up, although you can turn it off if you prefer. Something interesting is the weight. My Mini 5 Pro weighs slightly over 250 grams, around 252, and DJI no longer advertises it as a sub-250-gram drone on the box or the body. I even asked DJI about this and received an official reply. Make of it what you will, but it is worth noting. The propellers are also improved. On the Mini 4 Pro, you had to use tiny screws to attach them. They were fiddly, easy to damage, and impossible to replace in the field if you forgot your screwdriver. Now, with the push and twist system, you can change propellers quickly and without tools. This is a big improvement for convenience and practicality. Performance also takes a step forward. The Mini 5 Pro has a maximum ascent speed of 10 meters per second, faster than before, and a maximum horizontal speed of 18 meters per second compared to 16 on the Mini 4 Pro. This makes it quicker to move the drone into position. The wind resistance is also better. It can now handle up to 12 meters per second, compared to 10.7 on the older version. This makes the drone more stable, especially on windy days, and you really feel the difference when flying in challenging conditions. The Mini 5 Pro still has 6 obstacle avoidance sensors that give it full omnidirectional protection, just like the previous model. But now there is an additional upgrade with forward-facing LiDAR sensors. These will be very important when flying in low light, and I will explain more about them later. Now let's talk about the biggest change, the camera and gimbal system. The Mini 5 Pro comes with a larger 1-inch sensor, compared to the smaller sensor on the Mini 4 Pro. This is a major upgrade because a larger sensor captures more light and detail. Even though the resolution is still 4K at 60 frames per second with HDR, the footage looks sharper, more detailed, and more natural. The larger sensor also gives the drone up to 14 stops of dynamic range in auto mode. This is a huge improvement, and it shows clearly when shooting in difficult lighting conditions, like a sunrise or sunset, where you can see more detail in both the bright and dark areas of the shot. The low-light performance is also better. Even though the aperture is slightly narrower and the ISO range remains the same, the bigger sensor gives cleaner results with more brightness and less noise. Night shots are now much more usable. Slow motion also improves slightly, now supporting up to 4K at 120 frames per second compared to 100 on the older drone. For photos, the Mini 5 Pro captures 50 megapixels instead of 48. It's a small bump, but it is still nice to have. ND filters have also changed. On the Mini 4 Pro, you twisted them on and off, but on the Mini 5 Pro, they now clip into place. This is important to remember when using them so you do not try to twist them off and damage them. One of the most exciting features is the new medium telephoto mode. This gives you a 2x loss / zoom at 48mm. It is the same technology DJI added to the Pocket 3, and now it is available here. With this, you effectively get two focal lengths in one drone, the wide 24mm and the tele 48mm. Because it is lossless, the quality remains the same, with no drop in sharpness or resolution. This opens new creative possibilities. You can get closer to your subject without flying closer, you can create dramatic parallax effects, and you can emphasize your subject in a more cinematic way. You can even switch between wide and telephoto while recording, and if you are tracking a subject, the transition will be smoothed automatically. Another new upgrade is the flexible gimbal rotation. The gimbal can now rotate up to 225 degrees. You can control this manually with the controller or use quick shot modes to let the drone do it automatically. This allows for unique and creative shots that were not possible before. True vertical shooting is also still available, which is perfect for social media content, but unlike the Mavic 4 Pro, this drone can still tilt straight down even in vertical mode. That makes it much more versatile and creative. Obstacle avoidance is also much smarter now thanks to LiDAR. On the Mini 4 Pro, the sensors struggled at night or in low light, often shutting down completely and leaving the drone unprotected. With the new LiDAR sensors, the Mini 5 Pro can still detect obstacles in very dim lighting, down to candlelight levels. This means safer flights at night and better obstacle detection during return to home. The LiDAR sensors even allow the drone to return safely without relying on satellites, which adds another layer of security. Since we are talking about safety, I strongly recommend DJI Care Refresh if you plan to buy the Mini 5 Pro. It covers accidental crashes, water damage, and even flyaways. Accidents happen no matter how careful you are, and with Care Refresh, you can send the drone back, pay a small fee, and quickly get a replacement. It is a service that has saved me many times before, and it is worth it. There are also some smaller but useful improvements. The internal storage is now 42 GB, compared to just 2 on the older model, which was almost unusable. This is enough to save you if you forget your memory card. The battery life has also improved slightly, up to 36 minutes maximum compared to 34 before, though in real flights I found about 23 minutes on average. Charging is faster too if you use the two-way charging hub in the Fly More combo. It can charge 3 batteries in under 2 hours, compared to around 3 hours on the older hub. Another small change is a new quick transfer button on the side of the drone, which makes copying files to your phone faster. Tracking features have also been upgraded. You still get Active Track 360, but now there are custom tracking modes depending on whether you are walking, cycling, or driving. This makes it much easier to set up the drone exactly how you want it to follow. The maximum tracking speed has also increased to 15 meters per second, which means it can keep up with faster vehicles. The Mini 5 Pro is compatible with the RC10 III, which uses your phone as the screen, the RC2, and the premium RC Pro 2 with OFA Plus transmission. It also keeps all the features from the previous generation, such as quick shots, master shots, panoramas, hyperlapses, cruise control, waypoints, and more. So the big question is it worth upgrading? In my opinion, yes. The new camera produces sharper video with more dynamic range. The medium telephoto mode and flexible gimbal rotation open up creative options that were not available before. The LiDAR sensors make it safer to fly at night, and the performance improvements make it more stable and faster. Add in the better battery, faster charging, more storage, and small design tweaks, and DJI has managed to make an already excellent drone even better. Before you go, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. And if you love drones, action cameras, gimbals, and other creative gear, make sure to subscribe to Spec Hunter and click the bell icon so you don't miss future updates.